Marijuana dispensaries have been popping up all over the city of Vancouver, but one city councillor says for the majority of them, their days are numbered. New regulations that kick in at the end of the month mean the businesses that haven't received city approval will face a crackdown, and that will include fines and court injunctions. Marijuana activist and 420 Vancouver organizer Jodie Emery joins us with more on this. Good morning, Jodie.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here. So, of the 176 marijuana dispensaries that have submitted applications, my understanding is from Councillor Carrie Jang that only about a dozen are expected to be approved. So the rest are essentially going to be shut down or told to shut down. Do you know if they're going to comply, and what do you think about this plan to have them shut down?
I think this is absolutely based on discrimination, prejudice, and bigotry. It's nothing but anti-marijuana hysteria. The reason there are nearly 200 marijuana shops in the city is because consenting adults are choosing to go and buy marijuana because they want it. It's basic supply and demand economics. So it's unfair and unjustified for City Council to try and shut down these businesses which are employing people, paying taxes, and providing a need that the courts have repeatedly sided with.
So, I don't know if the city needs 176 marijuana dispensaries, and the city has set up these rules that mean that they can't be within 300 yards of a school or a community center. So do you think that's unreasonable?
Absolutely, it's unreasonable. And even the Board of Variance itself has admitted that this whole structure doesn't have any sense to it, that they can approve some and not others, that the oldest dispensaries in the city with no problems and even letters from their politicians and schools, they're going to be asked to shut down just because of this arbitrary limit. Now, I'm not a dispensary owner, but I feel very passionately about the right of patients and adults to be able to consume and access marijuana. And our courts have been siding with the dispensaries in that case. We do need 178 dispensaries. Again, it's basic economics, supply and demand. There wouldn't be this much supply if there wasn't a demand. And there's no harm being done. The only problem with dispensaries is that the product they sell is illegal. But for all of this time, we've been protesting and campaigning to make that product legal. That's the issue.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about that, because the federal government, the Liberal Trudeau government, campaigned on legalization of marijuana. That was part of the promises. Still not legal. People are still being arrested. And these laws within the city of Vancouver are going to be enforced starting next week. So are you surprised that this process for legalization is not further along at this point?
I think many Canadians are surprised. We voted for legalization because the majority want Canadians to be free from the threat of arrest. We don't want millions of dollars being spent going after peaceful Canadians for pot. And the government is really dragging their feet on this. Although, prohibitionists are not going to stop campaigning. The government has said that they want to restrict, strictly regulate and control. That's the language of prohibition, not legalization. And this government has also been looking only to the police and mental health experts and politicians who have traditionally been against legalization. So we activists and experts about marijuana are looking to this government and asking, why won't you speak to us? Why won't you talk to the patients and the lawyers and those who know everything about marijuana? Why are you talking to the cops and everyone who's been against it?
Okay, so let's talk about the big 420 rally that's going to be taking place tomorrow then, as it does every year. So there have been problems with this event in the past. It's going to be at Sunset Beach this year. There's concern about smoking on the beach, which is not allowed under city bylaws. There's talk about the aquatic center not being open because of concern about smoke. And there have been problems with people being sent to hospital because of consumption on this day. So what's going to be done to ensure people's safety on 420?
Well, for 20 plus years, 420 has happened, and it's actually been an incredibly successful event. That's why everyone's so surprised that 50,000 people can gather together with no violence, no fights, no serious harm. In fact, it's been a joke for years that the police show up and have nothing to do but smile and wave at everybody as they hang out. And yeah, last year we may have had 60 people go to the hospital or seek medical attention, but it was a very hot day, and that's a very low number for a crowd of 50,000. And it also speaks to the professionalism of our organization that we work hand in hand with BC Ambulance. We're able to provide medical treatment to those who feel they need it. So we do everything possible to make this safe. We are a volunteer-run event. We raise $100,000 to pay for first aid radios, fences, security. The city asks a lot of us, and we give everything we can. They refuse to issue a permit, and they choose to spend a lot of their own money, but we're there as a protest, peacefully, civilly, disobediently gathering.
We'll sure we'll see a lot of people out there tomorrow. Jodie, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Jodie Emery, we want to know what you think. Send us a tweet to CTV Morning Live, and if you want to watch this segment again, it'll be on our website, ctvmorninglive.ca.